for our final video, we are going to sew the strap. Now I already did some of the work ahead of time. I interfaced the bottom part of the strap, and I ironed down the ends 1/4 inch, and I ironed it in towards the center all the way down, the whole thing. I ironed both ends down 1/4 inch, in fact. So this is the whole length of it, and this is the top part. Now this is vinyl, so I didn't try ironing it, but I folded each end down 1/4 inch, and then I folded it towards the center all the way down. So I've got this whole huge long strap, and now I need to attach them. So I'm just going to start at one end where I have everything folded down. I'm going to match this up. I probably shouldn't have picked 2 brown fabrics. That makes it a little harder to see. Let me adjust my camera. I think this will be a little bit better from this angle, or there's more light. So I'm going to match these 2 ends up here up, and I'm going to clip this like that. I'm going to have to redo that so it has a nice neat end, but you start there. You make sure that the bottom part is centered, and then you just start pinning all the way down. Now, you can make your strap of any width. This is going to be a 1 inch wide strap, and for that you'll need to cut a top strap 2 inches wide. If your strap is 1.5 inches wide, you'll cut it 3 inches wide. And then the bottom, for the bottom part of the strap, you cut it whatever width the top one is minus 1/2 inch. And that is because I thought it was kind of fun to have this to have the bottom part narrower than the top. And this is brown and brown, but if you have a different color on top and bottom, it can be a little pop of color underneath. Or some of my testers actually switched it and they put the narrower strip on top, and that is a very pretty look too. So I'm going to just start pinning or clipping all the way down this strap. Okay, so I've clipped these together all along the whole length. It takes a lot of clips or pins. Now I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to sew from the top so I can make sure that my top seams are uniform. And I'm going to sew about 1/4 inch from the edge. That'll catch both the top and the bottom, because there should be only 1/8 of an inch on each side of this underside. I'm back to my trusty Teflon foot for this vinyl. I'm going to sew all the way around. And if you'll check on the other side, you want to make sure that it's catching the underside as well. If you pinned it right in the center, it should be just fine. But if you got off at all, you might have a problem catching the bottom. You can also sew it with the bottom side up, so you make sure you catch the bottom. But my machine does a little better this way with Teflon. Okay, at the end I went closer to the edge. But then now that I'm on this item, back to 1/4 inch seam allowance. Oops. All right, I'm not going to video this whole thing. I'm just going to go all the way around and finish this up. All right, I have finished sewing my strap. And now I need 2 swivel hooks and a slider. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the slider. Okay, now my slider is actually a little too wide. I ran out of the narrower ones. So first I'm going to feed it up and then down around that middle bar. And I need my ruler. I have this folded over about 1.5 inches. That looks good. And I'm going to sew a box right here. Oof. It's a little tricky with the vinyl, but so I sewed over that. Then I'm going to sew I'm going to go backwards. And I'm going to keep going backwards. Okay, I've got my box. Nope. Cutting all the threads. Okay. So with a strap like this, at least it's easy to see what the wrong side is and the right side. So we're going to take our other end and we're going to feed it through one of these swivel hooks with the wrong side or the bottom side of the strap facing each other. I'm going to feed it through and then back to our slider. So the folded part should be facing up. This is going to go through that same hole, up and down the opposite hole, so that it's also going around the post. See? Now I'm going to feed this through farther and get my other swivel hook we're going to take this end and wrap it, once again, wrong sides together, around this side. I've got a little extra thread here. I'm going to snip. And I'm going to wrap it around, once again, about 1.5 inches. Okay. And I'm going to sew a little box on this side. You want to get pretty close to the swivel hook, but you can't go too close or else you won't be able to sew. When I get to this side, I will also backstitch again to finish off my box. All right. And that is how you make the strap on the Mercury messenger bag. And now with everything sewn together and the strap done, I can attach this to the bag. Let me grab the bag. I can attach these swivel hooks on either side of the bag to the top of the ring. And this can be either a crossbody strap or just a shoulder strap. I'm going to make it like a shoulder strap. That's what I prefer. And there we go. And your your Mercury messenger bag is complete. Thank you for joining in my sew along, and I hope you enjoyed this pattern. For more patterns, you can always go to toriska.com. And I have a Facebook group, Toriska PDF Sewing Patterns. So thank you.